What's up, everybody? My name's Yale Greenfield, aka the Live King, back with another episode of the poker vlog. Currently hanging out with Mitzi the dog. That's my producer Jamie's dog. She's a really good dog. I've never had one before, but I enjoy hanging out with her. Currently at his house, hanging out on a lazy Sunday. I think I'm gonna go up and play an evening session at the bike. But before we get into that, I do wanna do a quick food review. The name of the place is called Pizzeria Say. It's in the Pico Robertson neighborhood of Los Angeles. Neapolitan style pizzeria, but unlike what's famous in Italy for Neapolitan or the USA, this is called Tokyo style Neapolitan pizza. They pinch the crust a little bit differently. They put salt on the pizza before it goes in the oven. They put salt on the bottom of the oven when the pizza goes in as well. What makes this pizza unique is really the freshness and the quality of ingredients. It's a major step up in a quality of ingredients sense from what you're typically gonna get at pizza restaurants. So what I recommend if you go here is a simple margarita pizza and add prosciutto to it. The restaurant is run by a husband and wife team. The wife takes care of the front of the house. The husband has some serious shops at previous restaurants, such as Providence in Los Angeles, which I believe is a 2-star Michelin restaurant. And they combine together to open up this amazing pizzeria. Now, I'm gonna head up to the bike, get a little bit of grind in. If you haven't yet subscribed to our channel, please hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, really helps us out, helps us get in the algorithm, and I will be back to let you guys know how this session goes at the very end of the video. It's just the 5th hand of the day, and this one's gonna start out with a little bit of confusion. Give it a listen.
I got
raise.
I got
Hold on.
I can see his cards. Fuck.
Okay.
Do I have any option or no?
Yeah.
I eventually raise it to $120 over 2 limpers with pocket kings. The woman on our direct left makes it $500 to go. This session is going to feature a lot of notable people from the poker world. However, in order to protect their anonymity, I'm not going to say who they are. I will say that the woman on my direct left in this hand was heavily featured in one of Daniel Negreanu's poker vlogs this summer. Back to the action, everyone's folded back to us. I've got $1,990 to start this hand. All in. And we shoot it all in, $1,990 with number 2. The hijack's gonna make the call, and we're gonna get one board. Flop comes queen high with 2 clubs. Turn is a club, but the river pairs the board, and we show we've got kings and 3s. And she puts it in the muck. So wow, full double up, nearly the first hand of the day, and we got that adrenaline pump working. This next hand takes place about an hour after the previous hand. We've got king queen offsuit on the button. Cutoff calls. This guy has not shown a propensity to fold to any raise size really pre-flop, so I go bigger than I normally would, $115. Straddle's gonna defend, he calls, and so does the cutoff. So we're gonna get a 3-way flop, and it comes 10, 9, 2, 2 spades. We do have the king of spades in hand. Straddle checks, as does the cutoff, and I think this would be a low frequency bluff candidate, but it should be a majority check, so that's what I go with here. And look at that, jack of clubs right on cue. So we got the nut straight now, but there is a double flush draw board. Straddle checks, as does the cutoff, and I'm not sure what size is best here. I just know that we want to start putting some money in the middle. So I fire off $220. Straddle calls. And the cutoff calls too, so this is a promising development, but it's a really wet board. We're gonna need a fade here. And 7 of hearts on the river. So not only do we get a fade, but any 8 makes a straight now, which could be really good for us. Straddle checks it. Cutoff's all in. About how much? Just about. Just an about. 18? Okay, good enough. Good enough. Okay, thank you. So this is wild. The cutoff has now shoved for nearly 2x pot. The straddle and I are about $3,000 effective or so. I'm trying to decide if raising would ever make any sense in this spot. I decide to just call, hoping the straddle comes along. Now the straddle is deep in thought, and that's a really good sign because he could have mostly an 8 in hand when he's thinking for this long.
This is make it worse for the table for me. You have Jack Queen, right?
It's 3-way pot. I can't talk to you because it's 3-way pot. If it's heads up, I can talk to you. But I'm not allowed to answer your question.
No, don't answer. I'm talking. I have it straight. But not good enough. I fold this.
And Strata folds 8-6 of spades straight up. And I instantly fast roll the cutoff to let him know his hand's no good. He's an action guy, so I want to give him the courtesy fast roll here. And nearly a 5K pot. So to start the day, first two hands, a 4K pot, and nearly a 5K pot. We are on fire. I started filming a touch late in this hand because I was taking notes for the vlog. But what we've got here is a blind $40 raise by the woman next to me. The guy next to her calls. The small blind calls, the big blind calls, and I've peeled ace king of diamonds in the straddle and make it $325. The woman next to me calls, and so does the small blind and the big blind, and it's a four-way pot. We get ace 5-4-2 diamonds, dream flop for us. Small blind and big blind check, so we've got top pair, nut flush draw. What a sick flop for this spot. We fire 650. Quick fold. Small blind's gonna fold. Now it's on the action player. He's in the 8 seat. I'm in the 1 seat. He's not pictured. He's gonna call. Big pot brewing here, and an 8 of clubs turn. He's gonna check.
That's what you got left, Julio?
Right. I'm trying to be friendly with you, but go ahead.
Well, I mean, you're happy to take the money back, I'm sure.
I have 2 pairs.
No, I believe you.
If you have 2 faces, you have me by the balls. I'm not going in.
No, I know, but how much black do you have?
Huh?
Do you have like 1,500?
How many chips you have?
Oh, you have a lot back there. Okay, you have a lot, you have a lot, you have a lot. Okay. I had no idea how much you have. Good.
So now I realize the 8 seats got about $4,300 give or take. And if I bet and he goes all in, I really can't fold to this guy. Against most opponents, I would check. And this is what I do here. I go with the check. Deuce of diamonds, river, nut flush time, and he shoves over $4,300 all in. We snap beat him into the pot and turn our hand face up on the immediate fast roll. And it's an $11,340 pot. That is a PR for me, an absolute personal record. The biggest pot I've ever played in my life. You're gonna notice that the felt color has changed. That's because we moved the game from the public floor. It was a 5-10 game. Now we've moved it to the private room at the Bicycle Casino, and it's a 20-40 no limit game. All the same players, all the same seats. Low jack is limped, and we've got 2 queens and make it 200 to go. Button raises to $600. Now the Button is a guy I'm very familiar with. He's actually been featured in past vlogs. He's very trappy and very, very passive. The thing that he's notable for is he loves to sit out dealers who are unlucky. We get a cold call from the low jack, and with the action back on us, I decide to just call. It's gonna look like a passive line, but I think it's best against this guy. Flop comes ace king 6 rainbow, so a very bad flop for our queens. We check it over, and the Button's gonna check as well. 9 of diamonds on the turn, low jack checks, we're gonna check.
500.
Now he fires out $500. Low jack's gonna fold, and what I'm thinking here is that this guy 3-bets as often as a nun makes a first move on a guy at the bar. Yeah, I might debate like ace queen, maybe, but queen is an easy fold here.
Pocket king.
Huh?
Pocket king.
How do you know?
I'm just guessing.
Good hand. I had these 2.
This next hand is going to be a $100 single board bomb pot. Just as a reminder, single board bomb pots are everybody antes pre-flop, and then you go straight to the flop. So we're going to play this hand against the other 7 players at the table. There was some negotiation about single board versus double board bomb pots, but ultimately we settled on single board. I've got king of spades, 2 of clubs, and the flop comes down king 3-2, 2 spades. So I have 2 pair, pretty good flop for a bomb pot. They're gonna check it over to me, and I'm gonna bet $300 with my 2 pair. Now I'm not too sure about sizing specifically in bomb pots, but I felt 300 was good. We're gonna call from the small blind. We're gonna call from the action player in the low jack. We get a queen of spades turn, so the flush is in. Nice to have the king of spades in hand, but it's a bomb pot, so it's easy for somebody to have a flush. They both check it to me. I think it's prudent to check here and see a river. 7 of hearts is a pretty solid blank. Now the small blind comes out firing $500. I noted in the past time that this guy is pretty passive as the low jack folds his hand, but sometimes he does weird things like kind of merges. He's just kind of all over the place, but generally very passive. Thing here is price is just so good, it's gonna be hard to refuse it. So I go ahead and call. He tells me I'm good, I fast roll him. Then he actually shows me King 4, so he goes for a $500 bet with a pair of kings and a 4 kicker. We drag a nice $2,700 pot here. Everything's going pretty well today. We're up amongst the most money we've ever been in a session when we pick up 2 10s in middle position and raise it to $120. Young lady on our left is going to 3-bet to 350. And it's going to fold back around to us. I think with this combo specifically against her, we should be 4-betting at some frequency. She's pretty aggressive, but this is an earlier position situation, so I'm gonna majority call here. And that's what I do. We're gonna see a flop. We get ace queen 4 rainbow and check it over to her. She goes for a small size of 230, which I think is a very good size on this texture and in this sequence. And being overlaid 2 times, I'm just gonna give it up. And also note that if she had a big hand, this is a version of run good in and of itself. I got my favorite hand under the gun, and I raise it to 120. We get a call from a name pro, 2 to our left, and also a call from the small blind and the big blind, so we're gonna go 4 ways. Ace queen 6 2 spades, we do not have a spade. So when they check it over to us, I gotta decide how I wanna proceed, and I do like betting here. I go 250. Quick fold from 2 to our left. Small blind's gonna continue, and the big blind's gonna get out of the way, so we are gonna go heads up to this turn. And it's a 10 of diamonds. It's not the best turn in the deck, really. And he checks it over. We've got a gut shot now. Checking on this turn at some frequency seems okay. This guy's kinda passive generally over my small sample, so I go ahead and bet $500. I'm just trying to deny some equity to hands like spades. You could have weaker aces, you can have a lot of stuff. But he fires out a really big raise here. It's an 8x raise to $4,000. He's only got about 1,600 behind, and we do cover him. Against this guy, and against most people really, I just don't see this 1 pair hand being strong enough in this spot. So I decide to not continue and put this one in the muck. Always nice to get 2 kings on the button when it's folded to you, to disguise the strength of your hand. And we raise it to $120. Only the big blind's gonna call, and he's a regular on the Nosebleed Friday stream on Hustler Casino Live. Flops 8-6-2, 2 clubs, and he checks it over.
180.
I go with a bigger size of 180. And he calls us very quickly. Turns a 7 of hearts. It's a wide range spot for both of us, but he leads $100. I think might be okay, probably pretty good. Now I'm in a spot.
Call. Is that okay or no? He just slipped.
I go for just the call here. Want to see a river, and it's a 5 of diamonds, so it's a really bad run out for our kings. Now he checks.
I'm not gonna try. I have 2 kings.
I take the showdown. He shows us a 3. Last time I played with him, he owned my soul completely in a 5-10 game, check raising a very tough board, so I take the cautious route this time and win a little pot. We've got 2 jacks in middle position. And shoot it up to $120. Young lady snap raises to 400. She plays very fast. And now the action's on the cutoff, the Hustler Casino Live regular. He cold calls the 400. And it's gonna fold back to us. Now, in this 2040 game, I bought in for $6,000. I'm stuck just a little bit at this point. Jack's a very powerful hand, and I really do love it.
1,800.
So I 4-bet to $1,800. The young lady's gonna fold pretty quickly, and now it's back on the cutoff. And he wants to see a flop. Heads up to Queen 9-2, 2 hearts. And I think the nerves get to me a little bit. Get a listen.
You do that?
It's up to you.
Oh my God. I'm somewhere else.
What you smoke?
I didn't smoke anything. Why I thought you were the small blind, I don't know.
I smoked.
I go for a c-bet of 1,000, which I actually think is a little too big here. And my reasoning is because of my stack size specifically. I don't leave a very good SPR behind as we see the cutoff call. And a total bailout on the turn. We've got a set. Can you run any better? This has just been an epic day.
On.
All in.
So we're all on for $3,030.
This is 9. That's 2,000.
2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. Plus that.
3K.
1.
About 3,000.
3,030. Once or twice?
I would like to go twice. But if you don't want to, that's fine. I prefer twice.
I go once.
Okay.
Once it is. 7 of clubs river.
Whoa. Nice hand.
Yeah, I got lucky.
He flashes the queen of spades to us. So we get a sick run good suck out on the turn. And it's $12,120. A new PR for us after setting a PR earlier in the session. Wild day of poker. We've got pocket kings in the last hand of the night. It's going to be a 5-way $100 bomb pot. We've got a couple people up from the table currently. So crazy, the epic luck continues. Top set on king 7-6, 2 diamonds. They're going to check it over to us here. We elect for a bet of 220. Quick call from the cutoff. A call from the button. He's the old school name pro. Couple folds from the blind, so it's 3 ways to the turn. And it's an ace of clubs. That's a pretty wet card. It's now a double flush draw board with clubs and diamonds present. Tons of straight draws available as well. So given that, I want to go for a big bet of 1,000 into 1160. Cutoff folds really quickly. Now the action's back on the old school name pro. He raises $5,000 total to go. It is a bomb pot, so everyone's uncapped in theory. Pocket aces are possible, just flatting flop and now raising turn. But if he's got that hand, we're just destined to lose. He can have other hands like ace high flush draws, top 2, aces and 7s, pocket 6s, pocket 7s, all kinds of stuff we beat.
No.
And I move it in, Rip City, $11,800.
2 times Kenny or once?
2 twice.
He puts in the call. We gonna go 2 times. Ace of spades on the first board. 5 of diamonds on the second board. We show a set of kings. And he pushes his cards forward, signaling that our hand is good. And it's a $24,760 pot. I showed up to the casino today just thinking it was gonna be another day. Little did I know I was going to be playing pots that were worth more than the car I just got. Wow. You know, life's so fucking funny sometimes. Everything's been so difficult for me this year, for the most part. It's just funny the way things work out. You know, I usually play days. It's now 3:30 a.m. local time. I'm totally fucking exhausted. I got to the casino around 6 today. I didn't even know if I was gonna play today. Just trying to like stay with it, keep plugging away. And I showed up today. This game on the 510 floor was crazy. I've been playing poker since I was about 15 years old probably. I don't think I've ever run like this in like a 9-hour window. I've never made that many hands. I've never gotten that much action. And yeah, of course, the players that were in the game are gonna make the game when you get your nut hands, you get your good hands to build these types of pots. You got to have the right types of players in the game, and player as a public professional, someone who doesn't get access to private games, you don't get game quality like this usually. My God, I mean, I've just ran so good. I mean, I imagine that's kind of like what it's like to win the WSOP main event. You know, you just run like how I did in this 9-hour session, but you do it for like 7 days straight. I mean, that was just utter and total insanity. I don't know any other way to say it. I'm really tired. I'm really happy, even though it almost doesn't show, because I'm so tired. But this is poker. I'm just gonna go back to, you know, my regular 5-10, 5-10-20 game. Yeah, I mean, I'm just gonna get to the final numbers now. People always ask me, Yale, what's your biggest win? You know, what's the best you've ever done? And I'm always like, I don't know. You know, I've never had huge sessions. I'm in for $4,000. Let me check my sheet here. I got a little receipt from my deposit. I don't leave with my money from these casinos. I'm in for $4,000 and I'm out for $33,628. I won nearly $30K in like a 9.5 hour period. That is just monstrous for me. I'm happy about it. It's really cool. I don't really know what else to say. I'm gonna, you know, come tomorrow, I'm gonna go back to my regular game, my regular stake. That was really special. And I'm so glad that I caught it in vlog format. Far and away the biggest win I've ever had, by probably $20,000 at least. If you enjoyed this 30K win, please hit that subscribe button. And if you've been with me, if you know me from Ohio, or you know me from anywhere, or if you just know me from the vlogs, I want to say thank you so much for watching. Please hit the subscribe button if you haven't. And I will see you guys next time. Live King out.